Sunday. See me on the highway, they calling me the fly J. Then they see me passing by, now they call me the by J. See me when I drive up, they calling me the driveway. And I got a swing, and it's Texas,
it's the driveway. Damn, I'm gonna do my thing. And I'm just one of the kush. They calling me Moses every time they see me. I burn a bush, burn a bush. What up, my guys? What's up with y'all? I hope y'all having a great day. Hope y'all had a great day yesterday, as well, man. I told you you're gonna see some crazy results, especially right before All-Star break, man. I'm not sure if you got. I mean, talk about a crazy result. We know that AD and LeBron, I don't really talk about yesterday, but I mean, AD and LeBron out, and the Lakers were on their ass the whole game. I'm talking about they were up double digits in the first quarter and never really looked back. I'm sure people were like chasing, taking Celtics live money line. No, bro, they end up losing outright. They never were ready to play that game. They did not care whatsoever. So I said it to say, be careful, guys. That's the only thing I'm gonna say, man. I said it yesterday. I'll say it again. Right before All-Star break is the most vulnerable time in betting the NBA. You never know what the hell you're gonna get. You never know which teams just like don't care about these games, man. They're ready to go on vacation. So just thought I'd reiterate on that to be careful in these murky days of the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to VRT, Gogi, new member in the chat. I appreciate y'all, man. It's all love, but I'm not here to waste your time. We're gonna get straight to it. Appreciate you, my guy Matt, off in there with a $2 tip. Appreciate you. It all counts. You see what I'm saying? But finna go through these games and finna get up out of here, man. I ain't gonna lie, I'm hungry as hell, man. I'm finna go try to have me a little baby feast over here, man. But let's get straight to it in this one. There's a ton of games to talk about, ton of info to give out. Let's get straight to it in this one, my guys. Michael Miller come through with the Dono as well, man. I appreciate you, my brother. But like I say, it's all business on the show. I'm not here to waste your time. Let's get straight to it in this one, guys. Let's go over here to the streets of DC in this one. Heat land 8 points on the road versus the Washington Wizards in this one. The Heat have basically owned these guys. They've won 7 of the last. They're 7-3 straight up last 10 versus the Wizards. Only 5-4-1 against the spread, but we know that this isn't the same Wizards team. This team isn't really interested in winning a ton of games. You see what I'm saying? So I think that Marvin Bagley's out for his case. So obviously there's a ton of fucking injuries today. Obviously, looks like Marvin Bagley's out. Jordan Poole comes back in this one. Landry Shamet comes back in this one. Looks like those are the only injuries to report in this one. This could be an over type of game. Now, obviously, could the Heat go on a roll? They're due to, like, after losing 7 straight games, the Heat are due to fuck around and win 6 or 7. They finally got that monkey off their back. They had a players only meeting before that Kings game, and they said Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, they had some things to say, and they came out there and backed it up. Butler had the ball in his hand a ton more. They came out there and smashed the Kings. That's what they needed to do. They needed a confidence boost and win. They needed to get the first win with Terry Rozier over there. They finally got it. So I could actually see the Heat going on a run here. The Wizards are not a real basketball team. This team is not serious about – they're not serious about playing basketball. They're also not serious about winning as well. And we know that the Heat, it's the opposite of that. They are serious about playing. They want to get back to the playoffs. They want to get back to the finals, all the good stuff. I could only look towards the Heat here, but this could also be a little over spot. Well, I feel like the Heat's offense is slowly but surely going to look better. And the Wizards, I mean, they're just an over team. This team doesn't really care about playing defense. This is going to be like a pickup game, in my opinion. I'm not going to lie to you. I think that 228 is a little low, especially in today's NBA where these guys just kind of run up and down the court, not really a ton of defense. The Wizards might be able to score with them here, but when it matters most, I think the Heat can get more stops. So I lean towards the Heat land the points here. Even though these are the dog days of the NBA, I do think that some of these favorites might get it done today, man. I do lean towards the Heat. The 8 is a little rich for me to lay on the road, but to be honest with you, I was thinking about this more. I'm like, this might be an over spot, man. Just the way that the Wizards play, run up and down the court, like they play Rick style type of basketball. This could be an over type of game, in my opinion. So rather than messing with the spread, I'd probably just go with the over in this particular game, guys. That would be my heavy lean in this game. I do lean towards Heat, but I think the over might be a little bit better spot. My guys say, S. You're not the only Heat fan. Jamin likes Heat in the first half, -4.5. S. Dot says he's going to bring the heat wave. Let me see. Let me see. What else? What you think about that over in that one? S dot Hawks Suns over is a good look. No, that's a fact there for sure. They said why they take away Jared Allen rebound. They got me. Yeah, no. NBA be on some. They be on some other stuff, man. I feel like that over 228 is the right side in this game, my guys. Let me go to the next game in this one, man. Let's go over to the streets of Detroit in this one. Pistons getting 12 at the house versus the LA Clippers in this one. Obviously, the Clippers have been on the road for a little while now, guys. They have owned the Pistons. They've won 8 straight matchups versus the Detroit Pistons. 9 of the last 10, only 5-4-1 against the spread, though. So for whatever reason, and you could kind of argue that those were much worse Pistons teams as well, guys. This Pistons team is fucking scrappy right now, guys. They're only 3-7. Straight up, last 10 games. They're 8-1 against the spread in their last 9 games. 8-1 against the spread. Their last 5 getting double digits. They're 5-0 against the spread. I don't know what it is. Like the Pistons, they're starting to turn the corner. They're playing a lot better basketball. Obviously, this is the 5th straight road game for the Clippers of a 7-game road trip. So obviously everybody should be playing in this one, but you never know. We know Paul George has a little groin injury. He sat out the last game versus the Wizards. They might start doing that, like especially on this road trip versus these lower tier teams, where it's like, okay, we're gonna sit out a player or two because we know that we can still win. So right now, looks like everybody's gonna play. If Paul George popped up on the injury report, wouldn't surprise me. If Kawhi Leonard popped up on the injury report, would not surprise me. Now they're not on the injury report right now, so it looks like everybody's gonna play. Clippers have been hot. They've won 8 of the last 10 games. They're 6-1 against the spread as well, last 7. But like I say, they are laying 12 points here on the road versus a very scrappy Pistons team, man. Sounds crazy as hell, but I could only look towards the Pistons here. This team they actually starting to put shit together. 8-1 against the spread last 9, 5-0 against the spread last 5, getting double digits. They're at the house as well. They're 6-41 guys, but it's just what they do. They play teams close and play them down to the wire. They lose the game by single digits, but they give them all they can handle. You see what I'm saying? So there's just noticing the patterns here. It's crazy as hell, but I could only look towards Pistons here. We know that the Clippers are a much better team, but when you get on this long ass road trip like that, you see what I'm saying? It's just a little tough to get up for every one of these games, especially when you have the Heat on deck as well. The Clippers have the Heat on deck. Let me see. I'm pretty sure it's the Heat. It's the Heat or the Hawks. Let me just make sure real quick. So, yeah, they got the Heat on deck. It is on the 4th, so it's not the first game of back-to-back, but they do have a little bit of a bigger game on deck. You see what I'm saying? So, Heat and Hawks on deck, man. My guy in the chat say he ain't scared. He say he taking – Jundin says he ain't scared. He taking them Pistons today again. They've been cashing, man. I'm not going to lie to you. They've been cashing for their backers there. And I must say, if I was to bet this game, I could only look towards the Pistons here. Pistons plus a 12. EQ says he's thinking the same way. Pistons got the Lions energy. Are they pissed off since they got they pissed off since the Lions got kicked out? You see what I'm saying? Biker Boy says he likes Pistons first half and cannot talk you off. I think if there was an ugly type of game today, it might be this one, looking at the Pistons plus the 12. That's also not a bad look there, looking at the first half as well, guys. Speaking of the Hawks, let's go over here to the streets of Atlanta in this one. Hawks getting 3.5 points at the house versus the Phoenix Suns in this one. Suns are balling right now, man. I kind of said that it might happen. They've been absolutely balling. And it's just crazy because lately, in like past few years, the Hawks have basically owned the Suns. The Suns are only 3-7 straight up against the Hawks, and they're only 3-7 against the spread as well in their last 10 meetings versus the Hawks. They hadn't faced off this year, so the Hawks hadn't seen this big three. This big three here can ball. Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant. You can't double team. The Hawks defense already isn't good. You can't double team either one of these guys and you can't guard them one-on-one as well. That's why the Suns are going to be so dangerous. But this is their 6th straight game of this is their 6th game of a 7-game road trip, guys. I'll be honest, like when these guys have been on the road forever, it's a little bit different because you've been away from the house. You're going from city to city, traveling all over the place. The Suns were in Dallas, then they went to Indiana, then to Orlando, Miami, Brooklyn, now back down to Atlanta. They've been traveling all over the place. Now, are they the better team? team? You damn right. Are the Suns, are they due to go on this type of run? You damn right. Hawks coming off back-to-back wins, but they got so much of an advantage in this game. The fact that it's their fourth straight home game. See what I'm saying? But they do have the Warriors on deck. So the Suns don't have a game tomorrow, but the Hawks do have a game tomorrow. So I'm not sure if they're going to necessarily just look ahead to the Warriors. I'm just trying to get you to understand like the way I look at these spots. The Suns are the better team. I'd lean their way. I don't like the fact that they're on a 6-game road trip and traveling all over the place. A 6-game road trip, and then you got the Hawks that's comfortable. They hadn't had to travel anywhere. This is their fourth straight home game. You see what I'm saying? But it is the first game of back-to-back. The Hawks aren't the best ATS team, but they covered the last game versus the Lakers. Before that, they were 0-5 against the spread the last 5. They're 3-7 against the spread the last 10 games as well. So if the Suns look at this game like, damn, we've been getting owned by the Hawks, they could come out there and smack. I'm not betting against the Suns right now, guys. They're kicking ass and taking names. You see what I'm saying? So my guy says Suns minus 3.5. New days, homie. No, that's the facts. Jason says the Suns got this. Appreciate you becoming a member there. Baseball. Oh no, that's a hard name there. Sam says he likes Suns minus 3.5. He been asking me about the Suns too. They've been cashing as well, man. He says, why is the line so low? Simply because the Suns been traveling all over the place. That's simple, man. FSU fan says he's taking the Suns 6th road game of a 7-game road trip. No, that's a fact. It's not the best of spots, but I still lean towards the Suns just mainly because the Hawks, they just don't really play any defense. And if you're not playing defense versus the Suns team, they will smoke your ass, man. They will smoke your ass. Fishy stuff out there. No way Lakers won that game. I tried to tell y'all ass, man. Nard Ho says he likes Suns in the first half. Anton says fly, Pelly fly. Peter says he likes Suns minus 3.5. He thinks that's cash. Yeah, I could only look towards the Suns in this game, man. The Hawks are definitely weak in this one. I think this is it's not an easy spot. Suns been traveling all over the spot, but I do lean towards the Suns in this particular game. Let's go over to the streets of Indiana in this one. Pacers getting 3 at the house versus the Kings. Now, Halliburton says that he wants to play in these back-to-backs. I'll tell you this right now, Halliburton's not going to want to miss many more games because he wants to make all NBA team, and it's like with his contract as well. He'll be missing out on like $53 million or something like that if he misses like 5 more games. So he's going to do everything he can. Now, I don't know if they're going to, because he's on a minutes restriction. This one thing I noticed about the Pacers, guys. If you want to take him in the first half, because with Halliburton's minutes restriction, first off, they're not really managing it right. If he's like on a 22 minutes restriction, why doesn't he play 5 minutes in the first quarter, 5 minutes in the second quarter, 6 minutes to start the third, and then the last 6 minutes of the game? Why wouldn't you space it out like that? The way that they're spacing it out, he's done by the end of the third quarter. He can't even play in the fourth quarter, guys. He's already at like 22 minutes by the third quarter. I think that's dumb as hell. I don't think they're managing it right. That's just me. Like, he could play half of every single quarter and still get to 22, 24 minutes. I don't see why he would be at 22 minutes by the end of the third quarter and then he didn't get to play the whole fourth quarter. Now you got the rest of the team in playing with that. They played with Hallie for 3 quarters. Then they don't play with him with the fourth quarter. That's why the Pacers are dropping these games, man. That's why they dropped the one versus the Celtics. That's why they dropped the one last night versus the Knicks as well. Obviously, this is third game in 4 nights as well for the Pacers, and it's a back-to-back. They got to travel back to the house. Kings coming off of L. This is their 5th straight road game. This is their 10th road game in their last 12 games. The Kings are on the first game of a back-to-back as well. This is a tough game. I'm not going to lie to you. We know that the Pacers are probably the better team, especially at the house. Not without Hallie playing the whole game, though. So I said all that to say it maybe if I want Pacers here, I'm taking them in the first half, full game. And we don't even know if he's going to play for sure, to be perfectly honest with you guys. We don't know. He says that he'd like to play in a back-to-back, but we can't be surprised if they rule Hallie out in this game. When these guys come back from a nice long injury, they do not like them to play back-to-backs. They say that it heightens the chances for them to get re-injured here. So it's really a tough spot for both of these teams. The Kings aren't that good, I'll be honest with you. But also another thing, De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis got left off the All-Star team. So I know that they're going to be pissed here. And Sabonis used to play in Indiana as well. He got drafted by them. Don't be surprised I think he got drafted by them. I'm not mistaken. But I'm pretty sure it might have been the Blazers, but I'm pretty sure that it was the Pacers. But whatever. Sabonis gonna want to come to play today. Fox and Sabonis. I was thinking about the years. So I say they would sometimes. I don't really care about like who made the All-Star team and all that, but in years past, prop bettors know this as well. When these guys get snubbed from not making the All-Star team, that next game they come out pissed. Like, all right, motherfuckers, let me show y'all something. You don't want to put me on the All-Star team? All right, I got something for your ass. So it's a really tough game. I'll be honest with you. If I was betting, I'd be looking at Pacers in the first half and then Kings in the full game. And remember what I always say: Kings and the Pacers are these two type of teams that you don't want to play them on the back-to-back, guys. The way that they run up and down the court, like their whole system is to make you run out of gas, to run you off the court. So in the second half of this game, especially with the Kings having the rest advantage, I feel like the Pacers might run out of gas in this game, and this what we've seen as well. They're not managing Halliburton's minutes. He's not even playing in the fourth quarter, especially not to close the fourth quarter. Even if the Kings are down in this one after 3 quarters, their comeback spot could be in the fourth quarter when Halliburton's not out there, and there will be when the Pacers won't have as much energy as well. So obviously they are coming off a couple straight losses. They want to win this game. I do think the Pacers are the better team, but it's a lot of conflicting game things in this game, especially the fact that the Kings have played so many road games in their last 12 games. Their 10th road game in their last 12 games, man. It's a ton. So it's a really tough game. I can't say if I was to bet it, I'd probably be looking at Pacers in the first half. I don't really know about the full game, to be honest with you, because I know that the Pacers are desperate for a win, but it's just I really like them to see Tim. Like if you're the coach, why wouldn't you? They say Thunder drafting them. Okay, appreciate that. Why wouldn't you manage his minutes different, bro? Like, why? It just doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. He could literally play 5 minutes every quarter, and then you have him for the end of the fourth quarter, man. That doesn't make sense whatsoever. Shout out to Ethan there for that $50 chat, man. But Youth says Youthforia says he likes Pacers on the money line. I wouldn't be surprised what happened with this one. But De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis, I look at their props there, to be perfectly honest with you. I look at their props because I really do think that these guys are going to be pissed off. These guys are going to be pissed off with it, with not making the All-Star game. This is a tough game. Kings playing so many road games, 10 road games in the last 12. They're also on the 5th game of a 7-game road trip, and they got a front end of a back-to-back. Pacers on the second leg of a back-to-back where they ran out of gas last night versus the Knicks. Did give them all they can handle, but once Hallie went out of the game, they had nothing for the Knicks, bro. They had absolutely nothing for them. Jonathan likes Kings trifecta. Michael says he likes Kings first half. Then my guy Sam says it's a 1-800 gambler game. You see what I'm saying? This is a really tough game, guys. I can make a point for both sides, so I'm staying off of it, to be perfectly honest with you. Let's get over here to the streets of Memphis in this one. Warriors laying 8 on the road versus the Memphis Grizzlies. Man, I don't really like to say what I did last night, but I did send out the Warriors -5.5 to the members last night, man. It's not a heavy play for me, but I told people, first off, it's Friday. Second off, it's right before the All-Star break, so I say take it easy, but I didn't expect to wake up and see this line be 8.5. It was at 8.5, went back down to 8. We know the Grizzlies have been balling. They did beat the Warriors on Martin Luther King Day. They beat them 116-107 as 7.5-point underdogs. The Grizzlies have actually won 3 straight versus the Golden State Warriors. I just feel like this is a Warrior spot, man. The Warriors obviously hadn't really been that good lately. Maybe they really start to get out of a funk in that game versus the Philadelphia 76ers. Obviously, they're going on the road here. This is the first game of a back-to-back versus the Hawks. I just feel like this is a spot where the Warriors come to play in this game. Now, the Grizzlies have covered 6 straight games, but they have lost 3 straight. And they barely covered their game. So, look, they barely covered the game. So why they had won 3 straight, right, versus the Raptors, Heat, and Magic. Then now they're on a 3-game losing streak. And while they've covered all 3 of those games, they're teetering on not covering the game, if that makes sense. They were getting 7 versus the Pacers. They lost the game by 6. They were getting 11. The line opened up at like 8.5, 9 versus the Kings, then shot up to 11. And then so they end up losing that game by 9. Probably shouldn't have covered though. Last night's game, they were getting 8.5 points. They lost by 7. They're getting really close to not covering one of these spreads, and I think it's going to come tonight. We know Jaren Jackson Jr. kind of like fell and hurt his knee last night. Now, I'm not saying he's not going to play in this game, but I would not be a bit surprised if they went on ahead and sat if they went on ahead and sat Jaren Jackson Jr. out. It's just one of those that, like, if you're watching the game and you see him get banged up, he came back into the game. But when you're on the second leg of a back-to-back, usually these teams, like, if you get a little banged up in the game, second half of back-to-back, there's a chance that you might not play. So maybe somebody knows something. Maybe that's why. And it's crazy because right after I sent it to everybody 5.5, it went up to 6.5 quick and then woke up to 8. So maybe somebody knows something, but I don't really care. I do like the Warriors in the spot. I still lean their way to the -8 as well. I really think the Grizzlies are teetering on not covering the game, to be perfectly honest with you. Obviously, it's a revenge spot from the Martin Luther King game where I'll go say I think the Warriors really kind of laid down for the Grizzlies in that game, but I like the Warriors in this game, man. I think they come out here early and often in this one. I think these boys, I think the Warriors come out and play. Warriors come out and play. I think this is a Warrior spot here. I wouldn't be surprised if they came out here and cashed the trifecta spot, to be honest with you, but I'd be looking at Warriors first half and full game in this one. Raven says he likes Grizzlies on the money line outright. I don't think so, my brother. Golden State's resting in this one. DJ Woodworker like the Grizzlies here today. I don't think so, my guy. Jonathan likes the Warriors in the first half. I could definitely see that happening. Mo apparently has been to the future. He says Grizzlies money line plus 260. He's telling us. That's what he says. He's telling us. So he's been to the future before. So I guess Mo knows what's going to happen in this game. Definitely got to shout you out if the Grizzlies win this game outright, my guy. Nate the Great said Warriors wire to wire loading. I'm liking it. You see what I'm saying? I'm liking it. I think the Warriors, I think this is a smack city spot for the Warriors in this particular game, guys. So I'd even still lean towards Warriors in -8 as well for the full game and for the first half as well. I lean for Warriors first half and full game. You see what I'm saying? My guy says, Abel says he can't trust the Warriors. Well, you don't have to. You see what I'm saying? What a trip, J Money. Lakers money line hit. Yeah, that shit. I was watching that whole game. Shit was crazy, bro. Every time the Celtics would get it to like 4 points, the Lakers would come back and Lakers come back and hit a. Bro, these motherfuckers was sniping from 3, bro. They was hitting them near every 3. Austin Reeves was going crazy. Hachimura. Oh man, Vanderbilt got a little hurt, man, but D'Angelo Rose, these guys were sniping it from 3. That shit was a crazy ass game. Let's go over to the streets of Houston in this one, man. Rockets laying 4.5 points at the house versus the Raptors. I wanted to take the Rockets here. Şengün is questionable in this one. Unfortunately, he does have an illness, but I'm like, last night I'm like, man, full squad. I like the Rockets here. Now, on the other side, I did have to look at it because I was thinking that RJ Barrett and Quickly might still be out. They're questionable for this game, so they're not ruled out. The Raptors have won 4 straight matchups versus the Houston Rockets, but the Rockets have covered 3 of those three straight matchups. We know that, first off, on both ends of the spectrum, this isn't the same Raptors team, and this isn't the same Rockets team as well. Rockets coming off a home loss, a bad home loss versus the New Orleans Pelicans without Zion Wilson. I'm sure glad they did drop that one, but 3rd straight home game for the Rockets here, 3rd straight road game for the Raptors here. See what I'm saying? I feel like this is a spot where the Rockets get it done. Now, you need Şengün in there. I'll tell you that right now. He's one of their most important players. He's like a baby Jokic, especially the Jokic for their team. The way that they give him the ball at the top of the key, have him doing dribble handoffs, all that type of stuff, man. So Rockets have been slowly coming down to earth. I will admit that, but I do think that they're just like on a different level than the Raptors, in my opinion, man. So it's unfortunate because we don't know who's going to play in this game. 3 big names for the Raptors: Jakob Poeltl, their starting center, who hadn't played in a while. Or he might have came back, but Jakob Poeltl's question here, Quickly and Barrett are more important here, in my opinion, because those are 2 of their main important guards. If they're without him, I think if they're without them, I think that this is a Rockets game for sure, man. But I still lean towards the Rockets. I just feel like this is a Rockets spot, but really need Şengün in there. I was kind of pissed when I saw him pop up on the injury report yesterday. Kind of fucked up my play, to be honest with you. But I still do think, like, sometimes you got to take the players out of the account and just kind of look at the teams as a whole. And I still think that this is a Rockets type of spot here. I could only look towards the Rockets in this one. Obviously, you got to wait to see who's going to play because the line could go down even more if Quickly, Barrett, and Poeltl are going to play, and if Şengün could possibly be out. He does have an illness, but I still lean Rockets, man. I don't think it matters who plays. I think this is just a Rocket spot here. Let's go over to the streets of San Antonio here. Spurs getting 8 points at the house versus the New Orleans Pelicans. Don't really know what to do with this game, to be honest with you. Pelicans coming off a game where they won without Zion and Herb Jones. Both of them partially practiced yesterday, which kind of tells me that they're still kind of questionable. Now, the Pelicans have owned these guys. They've won 7 straight matchups versus the Spurs. They've covered 7 straight matchups as well. 8-2 straight up and against the spread last 10 versus Spurs. Spurs. They've absolutely owned these guys. This is the last game of a 4-game road trip for the Pelicans. They're only 1-2, so I'm sure if they want to win this game and at least go 2-2 of this road trip. The problem is this is the Spurs' 6th straight home game, guys. And I kind of just made a rule a little while ago. Don't really go against these home teams that's been at the house for a while. They're comfortable. Don't be surprised if their shots are knocking down, or they're knocking down shots a little bit more than they usually do because they're comfortable at the house. They hadn't had to switch gyms. They're practicing in the same gyms. Playing in the same gym. So 6 straight home game for the Spurs. And they got another home game after this. They do have the Cavs tomorrow. It's the first game of a back-to-back. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a really tough game. The Pelicans, I don't really know if I want to lay 8 points on the road with them, to be perfectly honest with you. Like if this number is like 4 or 5, they'd be a little different. But to lay 8 with them, and we don't even know if Zion and Herb Jones, like 2 of their starters, 2 important starters. Herb Jones is their best defensive player. Zion, I mean, shit, we know he can get to the basket whenever he wants. I mean, he could body. Zion he probably weigh 3 times as Wemby do. I ain't gonna lie. Zion probably weigh and eat 3 times as much as Wemby does, man. I love to see that matchup. I love to see Wemby try to go and block Zion shit. Please, let's get Zion in this fucking game, man. But Mo says Wemby kind of night. Yeah. That's also a fact, though. Spurs are not trying to win. And that's a fact there. You see what I'm saying? Hey, laughing in the chat. Orlando smacked them in the second half. That's a fact. Carol City says Pelicans will spank them tonight. Man, I want to see Zion next to Wemby and see how much of a difference it is, man. Zion probably like he'll eat Wemby's ass, man. He'll probably eat his ass up for lunch. But I love to see how much them boys weigh, man. Zion, he's still a great player, but my guy gotta get in shape, man. He just gotta get it toned up, man. But he probably makes 3 of Wemby. I'm telling you, he'll body his little ass, man. But that's, I don't know. It's a tough game. I'm not gonna fucking lie to you, man. Pelicans should win. I'm not sure about how much, though, to be honest with you. But I definitely need Zion and Herb Jones there if I even thinking about laying 8 points with the Pelicans on the road. But whoever said that in the chat, the Spurs aren't serious about winning, you said something right there, man. Be cautious of those teams that are just not serious about winning, man. Another one. Let's go over to the streets of Oklahoma City in this one. Thunder land 16 at the house versus Charlotte Hornets. Charlotte are not interested in winning, but I can say this. The fact that the coach kind of disrespected the players last game. Now, he was right, but if you're the players, you got to take this some type of way. He says, we just don't have talented players. He basically was saying, like, my team is ass, which he's right. But the players, I don't care. You're still in the NBA. You got to take some type of accountability for that. Like, what type of NBA is this today? Are you gonna take this serious, take that to the heart? I don't care if I'm fucking Cody Martin coming out there and I know that I'm ass. You got to come out like, all right, I'm gonna step my game up. I'm gonna show my coach, and I'm an NBA player today, man. I ain't gonna lie. This game could possibly be like the Celtics game yesterday. Nobody's gonna give the Hornets a chance. But you know what? I looked at something last night, and I really want LaMelo Ball. I'll tell you this right now. If LaMelo Ball was in this game, I'd be all over the Hornets in this game. The Thunder are coming off a big win. They're coming off a big win. Now, the Thunder are a great team. They never really turned down. So I'm saying they are without 2 important players here, Isaiah Joe and Jalen Williams. If you watch the Thunder, you know that Jalen Williams is probably their second best player on the team. Like, the guy is a fucking baller. His brother is a baller as well at Colorado. I don't know what them boys putting in their water, but both of them 2 guys can ball. The Hornets have obviously lost 5 straight games, but look at this. The Hornets have won 5 straight and covered 5 straight versus the Thunder, guys. And we know even the Hornets were tanking last year. They won how many times? They faced them twice last year, won both games. One of them was a 10-point underdog in Oklahoma City. They won 137-134. They've won 5 straight and covered 5 straight versus the Thunder, guys. So it's fucking crazy. But 4 of those, they were the favorite, though. So it's crazy. But even this last one, this 10-point underdog, they won outright. It's almost like they're just one of those teams. I know the Hornets always play the Mavericks really tough. Maybe it's something about Oklahoma or Dallas or Texas where these guys come to fucking play, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I lean towards the Hornets tonight, man, heavily. I'd love to have LaMelo out there. Obviously, they're a much more different team without LaMelo. Like, the team really is ass without LaMelo, but They still got some pieces. PJ Washington, Miles Bridges playing for a contract on a different team. Brandon Miller. They still have some guys over there, man. Now, SGA going over 32.5. That should be damn near automatic here, to be perfectly honest with you, man. That should be it. Now, I've been noticing something. He's been trying to get his 30. He's been trying to get 33, 35 every single night. You see what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie to you. I do lean towards the Hornets here plus a 16, and it could also be a spot where the Thunder win, but don't cover the spread. This is a monumental spread right here. Like the Thunder had to smack these guys by 30 points. You see what I'm saying? But I just feel like this could be a motivational spot for the Hornets after the coach basically just called out the home team like, we just suck. That's basically what he said. Like, our players just aren't good. That's what he said. This is the new age of social media. These guys heard that. I think they kind of turned up tonight. Now, the SGA over 32.5 points is a really good look, no matter how much the Thunder win by. I think SGA could get 33 in his fucking sleep in this game. Now, that's a factor. I might have to take that SGA over 33.5 points, but 32.5 points. But Thunder minus 16 is just too big of a spread, in my opinion. Hornets have shown that they can play this team really tough. The Thunder are without two really important players as well, because Isaiah Joe is a sniper off the bench. And I just feel like this is a game where I ain't gonna say that the Thunder don't take serious, because they take every game serious, but I'm not sure if they're gonna win this game by 16, 17 points. It is a huge motivational spot versus the Hornets. When I looked at this card, I said I want to take Hornets here. I'm getting searching. What's up with LaMelo Ball? Because even if he was questionable here, I was going to take his ass. Let's see if he gets upgraded and plays in this game. I want to take Hornets here. I love LaMelo Ball coming in this game. I don't care if it goes down to 13. I take the Hornets in this spot, guys. Let's go over to the streets of Minnesota here. A couple more games. I'm finna get out of here. Wolves lands 6.5 at the house versus the Magic. Right before the game, right before I did this show, Gobert got listed as questionable. You see what I'm saying? So that just that throws a whole wrench in how I was looking at this game. The Magic have the size that can stay with these guys, and even if Gobert is out, they'll have more size. You see what I'm saying? Because then you only really got Karl-Anthony Towns and Naz Reid as your bigs, and we know Karl-Anthony Towns is like a big ass small forward. He ain't banging down low with nobody, man. Wendell Carter Jr. probably bang his ass up. Jonathan Isaac. Cat is like a big ass small forward, man. He ain't banging with nobody down low. That's why they had to go and get Gobert. And their defense will drastically change without Gobert down there as well. So it just kind of threw off the whole way that I'm looking at the game. I do lean towards the Magic in this game. They've covered 3 straight. They're trying to get back to their form. We don't know if Gobert is going to be out yet, but I do know that the Wolves defense will be light years different without Gobert. I mean, it looks like he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. Wolves got like the top 3 defense in the league, but mainly because Gobert's down there. Without him, the whole game changes, in my opinion. And Magic can fuck around and get whatever they want in the paint. So I would actually lean towards Magic plus 6.5. Obviously, got to see if Gobert is out or not, but with him being downgraded to questionable, they might not play him. Let's see what the chat likes in this game. Youthforia says he likes Magic ATS. My guy says Bankero props. Money line Magic tonight, Carroll City. Okay, all right. They say Gobi is in for now. All right, let's see what happened. Yeah, the injury report is going to be fluky as hell. I'm telling y'all, the next couple of weeks, man, just watch. Just watch, man. That's all I'm going to say. You're going to see some fluky shit these next few days, man. Christopher says, Hornets come out and play. My guy likes Magic plus 8. RM says, Pelicans, Warriors money line. Definitely can't talk you off that. Nathaniel says he likes the under in this game. You definitely need Gobert in there if you like the under. Last game up. Let's go over to the streets of Denver here. And this isn't a super hype game that I'd like to go to. I don't want to go and see the fucking Blazers. But you know what? Need to know if Jokic plays, especially before I even think about going to this game. I might go get courtside. If Jokic plays in this game, I might go get like some courtside seats to this game, and they should be a little cheaper because the fucking Blazers. People turn out for every Nuggets game. I can tell you that right now. It doesn't matter who they're playing. They're going to turn out for this game. But you know what? I think the Blazers get their ass smoked in this game. They're coming off back-to-back wins. I don't even want to say if the Blazers are tanking, because if they were tanking, then they wouldn't be trying to win them last couple games. But that was an absolute Super Bowl type of spot versus Damian Lillard. We're going to put all our eggs in one basket. We finna go all out for this win. And I still can't believe they did it. We're going to go all out for this win and show up Damian Lillard coming back for his first time in Portland. And they got it done. This is a major letdown spot for the Blazers, in my opinion. Major letdown spot. And the Nuggets are coming off a bad loss. Now, I really don't like the fact that they rested Jokic in that game. And fuck, you never know. His back could still be a little sore in this one. You never know. This number said 11.5 last night. It's up to 12.5. Maybe Jokic plays in this game. If Jokic plays here, guys, I do think the Nuggets come out here and smoke the Blazers. Like, I think this might be a 25-point win versus the Nuggets. I can't even think about laying 12.5 double digits with the Nuggets without Jokic. We know he's probably the most important player. Now, I don't think that Jokic should win MVP this year, but I ain't gonna lie. He could fuck around and probably win it every single year. But in those LeBron days, LeBron could have won it every single year. Jordan could have won MVP every single year. So even though these guys are the best players on their team by far, they're not going to give them the MVP every year. But I just wanted to say that. But I can't look towards laying these points without Jokic. If he's in there, I do think it's a spot to I think it's worth to lay even like fucking 15 with the Nuggets in this one, guys. I do think this is a smash spot, but I need Jokic in there. They're obviously their offense is way different without him. And if he's out, it'll fuck around, go down to 9.5. But I'll be honest, I think the Nuggets smoke him regardless. It's just I don't want to lay double digits without not even knowing he's in there. If he's out, then you can just lay 9.5. If he's in, you could obviously should feel even more comfortable with laying the points. I'd fuck around lay 20 with the Nuggets here if Jokic is in, man. So I'm gonna keep up with the injury report. I got the little game time out where they sell tickets right before the game. You never know, man. If I get one of these courtside seats for about $500 to $600, or even like 2 rows back, I'm gonna be, hey, y'all gonna see me at that motherfucker, man. But I think that's the spot today, man. I think those are the spots, man. I'm finna get out of here. Been on here 35 minutes. My guy says Nuggets team total over. That's a really good look there as well. I do not see I see the Blazers. They might have went out and partied after that Blazers, after that Bucks win. That's how big of a game that was. You see what I'm saying? But I'm finna get out of here, man. This is how I'm looking at these games. Yeah, Andrew. He said I think Nuggets coast and don't cover, but not betting this. Oh, my Nuggets guy. He doesn't even want to back the Nuggets tonight. That's very possible though. They could coast, but I've seen the Nuggets coast before and still smoke a team by 37 points. They coasted versus the Grizzlies when Ja Morant was ruled out. I remember I went to that game with my son. They were coasting for the first quarter, second quarter, and before you know, and they coasting the whole game. Before you know it, they up 30 fucking points, man. I watched them. They did not care about the game. They weren't playing strong defense or nothing. The Grizzlies just didn't have anything. And I think the same thing could happen in this one, my guys. I think even if the Nuggets coast, I think that the Blazers are just going to be not interested in this game. And the Nuggets can smack them up regardless, man. So this is how I'll be looking at this games. My top play would be Warriors -8 and also lean their way in first half as well. After that, it would be, it's crazy, sounds crazy as hell, it'd be Hornets plus the 16. Really wanted LaMelo to play in that game, man. After that, it would be Nuggets, Smack City spot. You need Jokic in there, though. I'll tell you that. You need Jokic. After that, Heat, Wizards over. I think it's a really good spot. I'd lean towards the Pistons plus 12. I'd lean towards Suns -3.5. Look at Sabonis and Darren Fox props in that Kings game. Not going to lie, I'm not really sure what's going to happen in that one. Like I said, Warriors first half full game. Heavily lean towards Rockets -4.5. Niche and Goon in there. Not sure what to do with Pelicans Spurs game. Lean Hornets plus 16 and their team total over. Lean towards the Magic plus 6.5, and then lean towards Nuggets early and often, guys. That's the show, man. It's all love. It's Friday, man. So take it easy. You see what happened with the Celtics game. You're gonna see some crazy shit happening like that, guys, every single day until All-Star break, man. So take it easy. Whatever you guys are betting today, man, I hope you have a great fucking day. I hope you smack the Bulls. And if you're playing at DraftKings, these fuckers limited me to $72, man. And I just want to say this. If you're in a state where you have casinos and they have kiosks and they're limiting you like DraftKings and FanDuel does, go to the kiosk and smack them boys up, man. It's almost like you can bet anonymous from the kiosk. I mean, they might still like see your face, stuff like that, but they can't limit you from the kiosk, guys. So I just wanted to let y'all know that DraftKings and FanDuel are two of the worst books at like limiting winning bettors. If they're doing that and you're in a state or you're going somewhere where there's kiosks, go smack their ass up on the kiosk. They cannot limit you at the kiosk, guys. So I got a personal vendetta with DraftKings from now on. These motherfuckers limited me from $72. Sometimes they won't even let me place a bet at all. You see what I'm saying? So I cannot stand these motherfuckers whatsoever. But I just wanted to let people know that I always try to give somebody advice. That's something to the kiosk has a limit, but you can bet over and over again there. You see what I'm saying? Go smack DraftKings and FanDuel ass up, man. You see what I'm saying? Until they won't let you bet no more, man. It's all love. Best of luck, whatever you guys are betting, man. I hope you all have a great day, great weekend. I'm looking at a spot tomorrow. I might have to go ahead and do a show tomorrow because I am looking at a really nice spot tomorrow, my guys. Go download the Action Network app, man. We're noticing the patterns. We're staying calculated. We're trusting our gut, and we're not having any regrets, my guys. Whatever you're betting today, make sure you don't have any regrets. That's the show. It's all love. Let's get this cash, baby. We up. Let's go. We cashing, baby.